Hi, I'm Eric from Spartan Homes. Lately, we've been getting a lot of questions about tariffs and how they might impact the cost of building a custom home. In this short video, I want to give you a quick overall view of what tariffs actually are, how they might affect building materials, and what we're doing here at Spartan Homes to handle this the right way. For those of you who might not know what a tariff is and how they relate to residential construction, a tariff is essentially a tax placed on materials coming into the country from our government to help protect the domestic industries and domestic materials to make sure that we're buying more domestic than we are from overseas. So what kinds of materials in home building are most affected by these kinds of international taxes? Tariffs right now are being placed on steel, aluminum, light fixtures, some cabinets from China. There's also possibly some tariffs that are going to be placed on lumber coming in from Canada. So what's the real impact on home building costs? Honestly, it really depends, and it's changing pretty fast. From some different webinars and also some information being put out by the NAHB and also some different communities where builders are talking back and forth, everybody's pretty much thinking that it's going to be around the 1% margin. So I'm going to say on a custom home, which is typically more expensive, it's probably going to be around 1.5% at the most. So say for instance, it's a $1.2 million home, 1% is $12,000, 1.2 is $18,000. In the overall scheme of things, I think it should be very manageable. So far, I think we've been pretty lucky. We have seen steel, rebar going up, whether that's a reaction to the overall market or whether that's really stuff that's coming in from overseas. I don't know, but that's gone up a little. So overall, the concrete price goes up a little. The fasteners and hangers that are needed to build structural systems in the home have gone up. That's pretty much it so far. But we have been notified by several manufacturers, vendors, or suppliers that their prices are going to be going up directly in correspondence to whatever the tariff is on those certain pieces and parts. They're not being very specific, but we all know if something goes up 25% to them, then they're going to be passing that along. But what I can tell you is anything that we can track is not going to be marked up by Spartan Homes at all. We try to do things a little bit differently, try to be really fair with the customer. So if we can track, say for instance, the light fixtures are a certain amount when we go under contract, and then say they go up 20% throughout the job before we purchase them, then we'll send the invoice and the quote, which the customer already has as an allowance. They can compare the two, and then we're charging anything that goes above the 3% margin. We're trying to keep track of it, and we're hopefully providing a real good service doing that. I think other builders, what they're going to be doing is just overall picking a percentage. I don't know what their percentage would be, but they're probably just going to add a percentage to each home. That way they don't have to keep track of it, and the homeowner is going to get charged that from the get-go and going to be told that, hey, our prices aren't going to change. Well, no, they're not going to change because they've already included the extra price before you even sign the contract. We've designed our process to stay flexible, honest, and transparent no matter what's happening with material costs. There's a couple things that we do. We're in constant communication with our suppliers and have real good relationships with them. So we're normally finding out as soon as we can. That way we can keep track of it and let the homeowner know that this might be going up. Again, so far with the tariffs, they have been smaller increases. It's not like we're building a skyscraper and everything is made out of steel. The whole entire project does not go up. 25%. We might have to spend, $2,000. Yes, that's a decent amount of money, but overall on a home that we're building, it doesn't really add that much. The way that we protect the customer the best that we can is we are telling you before you even sign a contract that there might be some type of escalation or tariff, and we're going to track it the best that we can. Sometimes we cannot do this until we actually get a invoice, which, a lot of customers want to know beforehand. And I don't think that there's any supplier out there or any builder out there that can tell you every single thing before it happens. We do use an escalation clause in every contract, and it keeps any price escalation due to where the product is coming from, the uncertainty that's going on in the world right now. It also includes tariffs in the escalation clause. And if you'd like to know more about the escalation clause, you can go ahead and click the link below. We have another video that goes into depth on how we treat the escalation clause and what's included in the escalation clause. Other builders that we've heard of in the area or the region are handling the tariffs and escalation by judging whatever they think the escalation is going to be or the tariff is going to be when they're building and adding that to the contract before they contract. Some builders are not including anything for it, so I don't know how they haven't thought that this is going to happen because it's been reality for about 4 or 5 years now. But some people are letting us know that their builder comes back and tells them, basically at the end of the project that they owe a big amount and doesn't explain why. We're telling you that, they are going to happen, so you should probably have about this amount set aside, depending on the cost of your home. And if it happens, we're going to bill you for it. If it doesn't happen, we're not going to bill you for it. That way, we're not just adding, 5% of, $1 million contract is going to add up, where tariffs or escalation, maybe they're only add up to 1% or 2%. I would rather pay personally 1 or 2% if I had to, rather than 5% up front for something that I may or may not need, or the person couldn't even track properly. At the end of the day, nobody can predict exactly how tariffs will shake out, but that doesn't mean you should put your dreams on hold. We're here to help you navigate the conversations. We try to be as clear as we can so that you can build with as much confidence and no surprises or no guesswork. And we're really just letting you know that at the end of the day, it probably is going to add 1 to possibly 2% of the overall cost. And I do understand that is some money, but if you wait, we might be talking about more costs and more escalation. And it's just like at the gas pump. Once the gas got over a certain amount, it really didn't ever come below that amount. Yes, it went a lot higher, and then you felt better that it went lower. I think it's just like bread or eggs or anything else. Once you get used to the higher price, it's probably not going to come down very much. If you're thinking about building, now's the time to start the conversation. Click the link in the description and let's talk about building your dream home.